Every man has two lives, right? And the second one starts when they realize they only have one. Now, it's a saying you guys have all heard before, right? It's nothing new. But the thing is, why haven't you done anything about it, right? Why have you heard all these things, all these motivational quotes, all these sayings, and you know exactly what it is you have to do, right? All you guys know, I gotta stop drinking, I gotta stop smoking, I gotta stop hanging out with these friends, I gotta start actually doing what I'm saying I'm doing. But so many of you guys don't do it, right? Why? I genuinely try to understand sometimes, right? I've been in the situation, so I get it to a certain extent, but all of it is stemmed from pain, right? Because when you guys go through, a painful time or a hurtful time, that's when you guys implement change, right? That's when you guys try to do better for yourselves. But I've been through a lot of the same things and struggles that you guys have been through, but why am I here, living in Miami with my dream car? I make $50,000 per month. Why am I living this life and why are you not? Because I've been through the same things you've been through, right? I'm not saying I had it easy or my life was any harder than your guys' lives. But the thing is, we had the same experiences, right? We've struggled with this, we struggled with that, whether it was a breakup. Every man's been through a breakup, every single man, right? I don't know a single dude who has not. But again, why am I here? And why are you not? Because, again, it's not, right? It's not your circumstances that you can blame anymore, right? You can only blame yourself. As soon as you guys start blaming yourselves and start realizing, right, the entire reason you're at where you're at in your life right now is because of what you've been doing up to this point. Is your fault, right? When you take self-accountability, your life will change. Because I see so many guys blaming this or blaming that, or blaming this girl, or blaming their mom or dad or whatever, or their siblings or friends or whatever for any situation, when it's just you, right? You are the only reason why you don't have everything you want. I'm telling you. Because again, I've been through the same struggles you've been through, but why am I here and why are you not? I may have taken action sooner, right? But even if you took action before me, why am I ahead of you, right? It's because I never gave up. I did whatever it took to get to this point, right? There's a difference between people who just try things and people who go all in on it, right? People who are willing to go through failing 1,000 times before seeing an ounce of success. That was me. I was willing to fail more times than you were willing to try, right? A lot of people get stuck in this space like they can never get out, like they're stuck in this environment, whatever it is. I used to feel like that. I get you. I forced myself out. I came to Miami off a whim, right? I came here for a 10-day trip and I stayed permanently, right? It was supposed to be a 10-day trip. Now I'm here permanently, right? Because it's not that you cannot blame everybody else for your mistakes, right? You cannot blame your life and stop being a pity boy. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch, right? The only reason I'm able to do what I do is because every time something bad happens in my life, every single time something bad happens, I blame it on myself. Whether it was, not making enough money, right? Losing a girl, right? Failing with the business, right? Losing friends, whatever it may be, I always blamed it on myself. Because if you just blame everyone else, if you just blame everyone else, there's never going to be growth, right? Because how can you grow if nothing, right? If everything, all the problems come from around you and not you yourself. If you guys work on yourself, you guys can grow, right? You guys can grow so fast, you guys can grow so far, you guys can go so far in life. Why do I say this? Who am I to tell you guys, right? I genuinely believe in every single person. I hate to see wasted potential, but the thing is, everyone has potential, whether it's with something else. It doesn't even have to be business. You guys might love piano. I don't know why I always use that example, but you might love piano. You might love creating music. You might love just creating videos. You might love business. You might love whatever it is. I'm telling you, there is so much potential. There's a saying, do what you love, because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's not true, right? I love what I do, but there are days where I'm like, damn, fuck, this shit is stressful. The other day I had to pay $20,000, right? $20,000. Oh, it's like, dang, damn. But the thing is, you gotta love the game, right? If it took $20,000 to make 100,000, or if it took 100,000 to make a million, so be it, right? If I'm a little bit shorter on cash than I usually am, so be it. If I'm talking to less girls to focus on what I'm doing right now, so be it, right? If I lose some friends in the process, so be it. Because nobody cares about you more than you. That's how it should be, right? Where is the self-respect, right? You guys, don't realize, like, yes, your parents care for you so much, but at the end of the day, who cares about you more than your parents? You, right? You guys have to keep yourselves, like, you guys have to love yourselves. You guys have to have your own back. So many of you guys don't even have your own back. Right? When is it gonna click in your head? Like, honestly, when is it gonna click, right? I was a lonely ass kid. I used to just, going back elementary school, I had no friends. No friends in elementary school, no friends in middle school. I used to play Legos up until, high school. With sound effects, going pew, pew, all the, the weird stuff. I played Pokemon. I loved Pokemon. I watched Star Wars. I played with Legos. I collected all the Legos I could. I was a weird ass kid, right? And I'm still weird. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still weird. I'm not any less weird than I used to be, right? But the thing is, let yourself experience life as that weird kid. Don't try to mold yourself into trying to be this cool figure. Like, sure, I look cool from the outside, but people who know me know I'm weird, You guys probably tell in my content that I'm weird. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. Because if that was the case, the rest of my life would be hard. Just be who you're meant to be, right? Money amplifies all your strong personality traits. When I have money, I'm not a dickhead anymore, right? I'm not a dickhead. I'm not arrogant. Sure, I might have a little bit more of an ego, but that's well deserved. I deserve this. Of course, I'm gonna have a little bit of an ego if I came from nothing, right? Not nothing, but I came from very middle class. But if I came from the situation I came from to where I am now, of course there's gonna be a little bit of ego, because to a certain extent, I am better than some people, right? Now, the thing is, you might listen to that, you might hear that and say, wow, this guy is so egotistical, he's a dickhead, click off, right? But then there's some of you who say, no, you know what? Right now, he is better than me. Right now, he is better than me, but I can be better than him, or I can catch up, right, and surpass him. Because maybe Josh gets comfortable. Maybe I slow down and that's when you catch up. Maybe that's when you pass me, right? You guys have to realize there's no second chances in life. You only live once, right? Genuinely, you only live once. And a lot of people don't, you're young right now. Like, I'm 22. It's easy to get caught up thinking, I'm gonna live forever. I have so many years to do whatever I want, right? But who wants to drive and do all the cool things and have a shit ton of money when you're old? It's only fun when you're young. You get to drive all the cars. It's it's not expected of you to be so far ahead in life. And that's where the pride comes in, because every man loves pride. You love when people compliment you. You love when people look up to you. We're on this planet to inspire people. That's what we're here for. At least that's what I believe in. I believe we're here to inspire, right? I genuinely want to inspire people. Because again, I was a weird loser growing up until high school, right? I was a weird kid, shy, skinny, didn't have any confidence at all. And now, right, all the confidence in the world. I can do literally whatever I want, right? I can do honestly anything that I put my mind to, right? But you guys do have to realize, you guys do live once. So if you guys are gonna say you're doing something, if you guys are gonna say that you're gonna do something, please do it. Because I'm tired of seeing people saying they're gonna do certain things, and then 4 years goes by and they're still doing the same things that they've been doing.